Let's finish up with Geometry, Chapter 3, Section 1. Here is page 51. So, you might have gotten from the end of the last clip that the measures of these angles, 42 and angle 1, are corresponding. And so, angle 1 has to measure 42 degrees. And this is the that's because of the corresponding angles postulate. So now, since angle 1 and angle 2 over here, angle 1 and angle 2, are adjacent angles that form a straight angle or that form a line, the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 has to be 180 degrees. And that's actually the angle addition postulate. I bet you thought it was going to be the definition of supplementary for the reason here. But this is angle addition. And so now we can substitute 42 for the measure of angle 1. And so now we've got 42 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 180. And that came from this equation and substituting this information. So now we can subtract the 42 from both sides and find that the measure of angle 2 is 138. Example 3. Using some algebra to find these angle measures, we need to find the values of A, B, and C in this diagram. So here are the two parallel lines. We know that because of the arrows. And now we're going to pick this as our first transversal because that's this parallel line with this transversal makes angle A. Now, is there another angle that we know the measurement of that has a special relationship with A? Yes, there is. It's angle 65. What's the name of that special relationship? Yes, alternate interior angles theorem. And then, how about angle C? I've got my two parallel lines. Angle C is made by this transversal. So I'm looking at angle C and this angle because they have a special relationship. We call that relationship alternate interior again. And so angle C has to be 40 degrees. So now we've got A plus B plus C adding up to be a nice straight line. So that means down here A plus B plus C has to be 180 degrees from angle addition postulate again. So now I'm going to substitute. Every time I see an A, I'm going to write 65. When I see a C, I'm going to write 40. So 65 plus B, I don't know anything about B yet, plus 40 has to be 180 degrees. And now I can simplify the 65 and the 40, that's 105. Subtract 105 from both sides. And there it is, the subtraction property of equality, that's the subtracting the 105. And I'm left with B equal to 75 degrees. Now, this asks us to use the diagram in example 1, which is right here. Classify angle 2 with angle 3. And what are they? Alternate interior, same side interior, or corresponding? Well, I've got parallel lines cut by a transversal, and I need this angle and this angle. They're on the same side of the transversal in between the two parallel lines, so that must mean they are, too small, they are same side interior angles. Now, for this last part, we need to slide back up to the top of the screen for the diagram from example 2. I clean it up so we can find the rest of these angles. Now, first they ask for the measure of angle 3. Well, we knew that 1 was congruent to 42. Angle 3 happens to be vertical with 1. So angle 3 must also be 42. Angle 4 is corresponding with 2. So since angle 2 was 138, angle 4 has to be 138. Angle 5 is vertical with angle 4, so that's also 138. Angle 6, angle 6 is corresponding, let me go this way. Angle 6 is corresponding with 42, so angle 6 has to be 42 degrees. Angle 7 is, you have two options here. Angle 7 is supplementary to angle 6. And your other option is to say that angle 7 is corresponding with angle 5. Either way, you figure out that angle 7, corresponding with angle 5. So angle 7 has to be 138. And then lastly, angle 8 is, oh, that doesn't show up very well. Angle 8 is vertical with angle 7, so they have to be congruent and 138 degrees. So now let me fill that in real quick. (42 degrees here, because those were vertical. Angle 4 is 138, because they're corresponding. Angle 5 was 138, because we had either same side interior or, let's see, we did 4, or you could have said it's vertical with 4, or vertical. Angle 6 is 42 degrees, because we were corresponding with the original 42 degree angle. Angle 7 is 138, because we could have said 7 is alternate interior with 4, corresponding with 5, or supplementary to 6. So a couple options there. I'll just write one of them, alternate interior. And lastly, number 8 is 138 degrees because it is vertical with 7. Okay, the last part here, number 3, find the values of x and y and the angles of the 4 angles in this trapezoid. So I've got 2 parallel lines indicated by the arrows, and if I need to find the value of x, I'm going to choose the transversal that makes the angle where we have the x. Now, what I see right here is that this is showing me that there's a 90-degree angle right there. And if there's a 90-degree angle here, and I need to know something about this angle here, I can call these same side interior angles, which means that they are supplementary. So the angle at the bottom was 90, the angle on the top is 2x, and if they're supplementary, I add them together to be 180 degrees. Subtract the 90 from both sides, subtraction property of equality, and I'm left with 2x equals 90. Divide both sides by 2 from the division property of equality, and I'm left with x equals 45. So here we go, x equals 45. Clear that up. Let's talk about the other side. 2 parallel lines cut by a transversal. Ooh, I've got a new transversal. And again, I have same side interior angles. When I have same side interior angles, they are supplementary, as long as the lines were parallel. So now I can say this angle plus this angle, oops, that was a minus. So I've got y plus y minus 50 is 180. Add the 50 to both sides and simplify the y and the y, so I've got 2y equals 230. Divide both sides by 2. Y is 115. Add that over here. Now, they wanted to know what are all of the angle measurements in this trapezoid. So the angle measurements will be the actual degrees for this, this, and this. We kind of already know this one. So here we go. This was 90, because it says so. This entire angle, not the x value, we already found the x value. X was 45, so 2 times x, well, that has to be 90. Over here, we found y is 115. So y, take away 50, that's 115. Take away 50, and you're left with 65. So here's the list of the angle measurements. Ta-da! Great job. Thanks for listening. Bye.